Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready to dive into a world of lavish parties, shimmering dresses, and, well, maybe some shattered dreams along the way.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, we're taking on the Great Gatsby today, but we're going beyond the champagne bubbles and green lights, folks.
Definitely.
This is a story that's captivated readers for, like, what, almost a century now? And I think there's a reason it still hits home.
It really gets under your skin, doesn't it?
Totally. So let's get into it. What is it about Gatsby that still feels so relevant? Is it just a tragic love story, or is there something deeper about the American dream, about illusion, that still speaks to us?
Well, you hit the nail on the head with the American dream. Fitzgerald was writing in this really interesting period right after World War One, where there was this sense of disillusionment, this feeling that the old world was gone and a new one was being born.
Right, the Roaring Twenties.
Exactly. And Gatsby embodies that, this desire to recapture something lost, this idea that you can reinvent yourself and achieve ultimate happiness. But Fitzgerald also seems to be asking, at what cost?
And Gatsby's willing to pay a hefty price, isn't he? I mean, he builds his whole life around rekindling a romance with Daisy, a woman he hasn't seen in years. The lavish parties, the mansion, the whole charade is all for her.
It's obsession, pure and simple. But it's also more than that. Daisy represents this idealized past, a vision of love and happiness that Gatsby clings to. He's projecting so much onto her, onto this idea of recapturing what's gone, that he becomes blind to the reality of who she is now.
And that's where the tragedy lies, right? This illusion he's built his whole life on. And we see this beautifully, tragically, in the symbol of the green light at the end of Daisy's stalk.
Oh, that green light. It's such a powerful image. It represents hope, longing, this future that Gatsby is constantly reaching
But
for.
it's always just out of reach.
Always. And that's the tragedy. The green light is ultimately an illusion, something unattainable. And as much as we might root for Gatsby, we can't help but see the danger in clinging to something so elusive.
It's heartbreaking because he's surrounded by wealth, by parties, by everything he thought he ever wanted. But he's still empty. And it's not just Gatsby, is it? This emptiness seems to permeate the entire world Fitzgerald creates. Tom, Daisy, Jordan, they all have wealth and status, but they're all so deeply unhappy.
Exactly. Fitzgerald is peeling back the layers of the Roaring Twenties, exposing the hollowness beneath the glitz and glamour. Think about Gatsby's parties. They're full of people, music, dancing. But there's this underlying sense of unease, a restlessness that speaks to a deeper emptiness.
It's like they're all searching for something more, something real, but they're looking for it in all the wrong places.
Precisely. And this brings us back to your question about the American dream. Fitzgerald seems to be suggesting that material wealth, even the relentless pursuit of happiness, doesn't guarantee fulfillment.
And in Gatsby's case, it leads to his downfall. He clings so tightly to this unattainable dream that it destroys him.
It's a cautionary tale, isn't it? About the dangers of clinging to the past, of letting our desires consume us. Gatsby's unwavering belief in his dream, while admirable, blinds him to reality.
Which makes me wonder, what can we learn from Gatsby's mistakes? Why do you think this story still resonates with readers today?
I think it's because, on some level, we can all relate to Gatsby's yearning. We all have dreams, desires, things we long for. And Fitzgerald forces us to confront the question, what are we willing to sacrifice in pursuit of those dreams? And when does holding on become more destructive than letting go?
It's a question worth pondering. The Great Gatsby isn't just a story, it's a mirror. It reflects our own desires, our own illusions, and challenges us to examine the cost of chasing them.
And maybe, just maybe, it teaches us that sometimes the greatest act of courage is letting go.
Letting go of the green light and finding a new dream. Food for thought, everyone.